So I'd like to say a few words in English. Today, when I look around the room, I see so many happy faces, especially so many fellow Tibetans looking very smart in their traditional Tibetan costumes, and as we chant the inspiring Tibetan prayers and sing the rousing Tibetan national anthem. And of course, I feel so uplifted, so moved to share such an expression of our spiritual and culture as we enjoy it here, our culture of freedom. And I'm particularly moved during such occasions as I'm reminded of the hardships, the love, the energy, the sacrifices that so many Tibetans have given. And especially by His Holiness the Dalai Lama, of course. So that we, the younger Tibetans, like myself, can enjoy the full experience, an expression to what it is to be a Tibetan without constraint. So, although Losar, of course, for us is a festive, a joyful, optimistic time, or in modern English, it's party time. But still, I want to admit that there's still something a bit heavy in the background for us, which is something any displaced people are present with every day. The awareness of the loss, the tragedy, the pain that so many of our families has experienced in having to preserve our rich spiritual tradition and culture. And see, I want to acknowledge this because it's an awareness that must inspire, if not compel, the younger generation like myself to take this seriously, to take seriously of the continuation and the preservation of Tibetan language, Tibetan culture, spirituality, and what His Holiness the Dalai Lama and our parents, our grandparents, and all our compatriots of yesteryear have handed down to us is a very precious inheritance that we must not let go of, that we must not let it go to waste. See, His Holiness has said this again and again, actually, that, and even more since reaching the milestone of his 80th birthday last year, that his hope is in the younger generation, is in the younger generation's hands. So and not just Tibetan community, I'm not just talking about Tibetan community, but also across the globe in tackling the great unresolved issues of our time. Social injustices, human rights and dignity, poverty, and the environment, the corruption and conflict, and so on. For example, now, just like with an issue like the environment, if mom and dad keep nagging Junior, saying, "Mister, it's your turn to take out the recycling. We're trying to do our bit for the environment here. Move it already." Junior would be like, "I'm in the middle of Minecraft right now. Can't somebody else do it?" You get my drift. Junior will only be too happy, computer game or not, to play his part if he feels an informed sense of responsibility for, a concern for, a connection to his world, a connection to his community, to his family. But just nagging? Maybe not. Similarly, I want to admit, sometimes I kind of cringe in the inside when, for instance, some families come to see me, and then they tell their children very forcefully, "Now, prostrate to Rinpoche," and all that formal stuff. And there are even cases where parents have come to me and told me, "Rinpoche, my son is too wild. My daughter is too naughty. They never come to the monastery. How can I make them come?" Whoa. Make them. What am I supposed to say to that? Handcuffs? Blackmail? What? I mean, come on, we cannot make anyone want to come. And even if we manage that, is it really going to be helpful to, transform their minds and heal their hearts unless they really want to learn the Dharma? Because that's what it's actually for. Now, in such cases, there's never a bad intent behind it. It's quite the opposite. It's the family's pure wish to respect and maintain their spirituality, their culture, or what they feel to be wholesome and what they feel to be noble. And because they found there's so much benefit from it themselves. I get that. I understand it. But when we're faced with a world that is in constant flux, a world that is so technology dependent, so cosmopolitan, and oftentimes stressfully fast-paced, it's now more than ever that we need to support each other in positive endeavors through listening and skillful communication. That's the connection that I'm talking about. The thing that we need to be careful and that we can lose. For example, not so long ago, I had a couple of meetings with young Buddhist children, and which I really enjoyed. And first time I talked about the importance of patience, loving kindness, compassion, and so on. And quite recently, we started focusing on Buddhist communication skills, on connections, and it was awesome. Actually, this is a very important part of our Buddhist way of life, especially in Mahayana tradition. But I venture to say that it's a bit of a neglected part of our teaching repertoire. If we advertise a Lama giving us long life initiation, it's standing room only. But a Buddhist communication workshop, well, at least you get room to stretch your legs. His Holiness has said this again, and I tried to echo that last year, that we need to be a 21st century Buddhist in fostering a really well-informed rather than a superficial or lip service approach to our ethical and spiritual commitment. Similarly, I really want to encourage us this year to, this Losar, to take connection, communication skills seriously through supporting each other in the values of Tibetan Buddhist teachings and practices that will truly develop a happier and brighter world. But see, this connection that I'm talking about, the connection is about listening to, empathizing in each other's needs, feelings, and aspirations without judgment, without inhibition. It enforces the ability to be more accommodating and adaptable across the generations. So I believe that those two approaches, connecting and being 21st century Buddhists, will empower the younger generation, my generation, I should say, to honor our elders' knowledge, our elders' wishes, legacy, in a way that feels fully cooperative and innovative and fulfilling for our lives. So, in this regard, I really want to tell my young Tibetan sisters and brothers that, and all of my peer group, in fact, although sometimes the lamas might appear a bit remote on the high thrones and busy with their teaching activities, so, at home or overseas, but I, for one, and I say this from the bottom of my heart, am here for you. There's no questions you can't ask, no problems you can't share, no agenda, no expectations. If you want, I just listen. You can talk to me in English, you can talk to me in Tibetan. Heck, you can talk to me in Swahili if you find me a translator. I mean, just know that I am here for you. And I trust in my heart that I can count on each of you as part of our wider Buddhist family, Tibetan Buddhist family, to ensure our heritage is safe and bring optimum benefit to the world. And I wish, of course, His Holiness the Dalai Lama to have full recovery as soon as possible from the clinics. Thank you.